The Mount Owen Massif has been shaped by ice-aged glaciers and centuries of water erosion. Our route takes us up the Fyfe River, climbs around Replica Hill, traversing through the Labyrinth of Karst outcrops and tomos south of Mount Owen. From the cliff face we head south to Sunrise Peak before descending steeply to the Owen River and out to the road end. With my tramping companions Brian and Sarah, we initially travelled across farmland before ascending Frying Pan Creek and over a saddle to avoid a ravine, then descending to the Fyfe River. We spent the next 4 hours regularly crossing the river and were disappointed not to see any whoi. We recently had heavy rain and the trail was muddy and slippery in numerous places. In a few locations we had to carefully navigate around stinging nettle. If you would like more videos like this, please like and subscribe. The trail to the hut was slow going and somewhat overgrown, taking us 6.5 hours for the 16 kilometres. Still having some gas in the tank, we decided to climb above the bushline and locate a campsite which had a water source nearby. The trail above the hut was much more open with easier travel, albeit steep at times. We had climbed 600 vertical metres before we spied a small tarn well off the ridgeline at around the 1500 metre contour line. We arrived there around 7 PM and located some rather lumpy spots to set up our tents. After a reasonable night's sleep, we awoke to an overcast day with low cloud. The climb back up to the ridgeline warmed up the muscles as we then started the climbing sidle around the shoulder of Replica Hill. With visibility at times down to a few hundred metres, we were thankful for a GPX from a previous trip. We have an egg. Once we dropped down off a saddle towards Poverty Basin, the cloud dispersed, which allowed us to pick our way from cairn to cairn through the labyrinth to the cliff face south of Mount Owen's summit. From there, the cairn route along the cliff face is sometimes less well defined. Extra attention was required as we clambered around limestone outcrops and huge tomos, all the time looking for the next cairn. We heard voices from the mist before passing a couple of fellow adventurers travelling in the opposite direction. After walking for 4 hours, we climbed over Sunrise Peak and stopped for a lunch break. We now had a slow, steep 300-metre descent off the ridgeline before sidling through the scrub to a spur leading down to the start of the marked route. The presence of speargrass meant there was plenty of muttering as we attempted to navigate around or through the worst patches. The track from the bushline to the Owen River was at times overgrown and steep. From here there were multiple river crossings as we made our way 5 kilometres down the valley back to our vehicle.
Well done.